You are tuned to KGNU, Boulder, Denver, and Fort Collins. Well, good evening and good morning. Welcome, welcome. I'm Skip, your funktologist, host of Sleepless Nights. We will be with you up until the 3 a.m. hour. So all of you late night creepers, people working the graveyard shift, just walking the streets looking for some funk to listen to, we appreciate you spending some of your precious time with us. Like I said, at the top of the hour, we got a special guest in the studio with us, Kendyl. We're going to introduce you to her, share some of her music with you, and just let you see what she's got going on. Again, this is KGNU 88.5 FM, 1390 AM, and streaming on the World Wide Web at kgnu.org. Okay, we had mentioned at the top of the hour and at some intermittent places that we had a special guest in the studio with us. Her name is Kendyl. I'm going to enjoy saying that, Kendyl. And she's a local independent artist here, so we're going to introduce you to her shortly. So we're going to play some of her music and come back and then ask a few questions, play some more music, and come back and speak some more. So everybody, this is getting ready to kind of, I like to say that I play the old funk, the new funk, everything in between funk. Well, this is some in-between stuff here. We're going to mellow it out just for a little moment. Check this out. Once again, it's Kendyl, and this song is called One Hand.
I've been single for one too many days, and they tell me we're going out tomorrow night, so don't be late. But the next day I was scared in the morning, said I hope tonight's alright.
All the right
All right, so that was Kendyl Ane. The song is called One Hand. And guess what, everybody? She's here in the studio with us live.
Hello.
Live.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay.
Excited to be here.
There you go. Now you're on.
Oh, perfect.
Say it now.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you for coming down, Kendyl. All right. Well, hey, we're looking forward to everybody getting to, know you, get introduced to your music and just see what you got going. So the first thing I want to ask you, how do you describe your music? Do you put it in a category? They got all kind of categories these days. Do you put it in one or no?
Yeah, absolutely. I always struggle with this question because, I never know exactly which genre to place my music in. I've started calling it soft pop.
Okay.
It has pop elements. It also has sort of acoustic elements. Some of the things I write have sort of folk elements in them, folk influence. But I think I would say, soft pop, because it's pop, but it's more relaxed.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I was, when I first heard it, I thought, man, it's kind of folky, but there's still some modern elements in it,
Right.
So soft pop. We got it now. All right. So are you originally from Denver?
Originally from Denver, born and raised.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not a bad thing,
I love
So,
it.
Kendyl, who are some of your influences growing up? Not only musically, but maybe even otherwise, because sometimes we're influenced by people who are not musical, but they still motivate us. So who were some of your influences?
Absolutely, yeah. So my very first influence growing up was definitely my father. He.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. He he used to write music with his band back in the day, And so growing up, he would always be playing his music around the house, and that was kind of my first taste of not only music, but music that you can make yourself. I was like, oh, you can write your own music? Like, it's not just up to the celebrities. So that was my very first influence and what really got me interested in writing music.
Okay.
But I also, I absolutely loved Michael Jackson growing up.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the typical one, of course. But
Right.
I just think his musically and just the roads
Oh, yeah.
he
He
paved
was
and
the
everything.
complete package.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely inspired by him growing up. And honestly, just things I see in my everyday, I'm always inspired by.
Right. Just life in general.
Life
huh?
in general, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So at what point as your career is developing did you say, I want to do this instead of just it being a hobby or in the background, but it seems like you're really trying to get out there. So at what point did you decide that?
Absolutely. It was fairly recent. I've been writing music since I was 9 years old. And initially I was completely opposed to ever showing anybody. I did not want people to know that I wrote music because I didn't know if it was good or not. It was just something that I knew I enjoyed doing. But, as I got older and as more and more people, whether I liked it or not, started to realize that I did write music and started to hear what I had to say and what I was writing, and really, reassured me and said, Kendyl, like, you got to put this out there,
Right.
And that must have been, age 16, 17. I was still shy. So I would say within the past 2 years, I really, I was thinking, I was like, what do I want to do? Like, what am I passionate about? And it always comes back to music.
Right.
So, and now this is absolutely what I want to do. It's my favorite thing to do in the world.
Okay, so now
yeah.
you're full blown into it now,
Absolutely.
huh? All right. So you mentioned it earlier, you kind of just take your inspiration from things going on. Okay, but now the one song we just played, One Hand, what's that about?
Yeah, absolutely. One Hand was a really fun song to write. I wrote it about a year ago. And it was actually inspired by a time I was visiting London. And we were out at this club. And someone had tried to talk to me, and they had a drink in one of their hands. And I remember I'm in a new country, everything's super exciting.
Right.
And so this London boy, comes up and talks to me, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. I'm like going international.
With his accent?
Yeah, exactly, with his accent. So I'm super excited. And yeah, he had his drink in one hand, and we're dancing and everything, and it definitely inspired me to write One Hand, kind of just being in a setting when you see someone from across the room and you kind of almost fall right away. So
Right.
it was inspired by that
Right.
for sure.
So, Kendyl, being in the music business, the entertainment business, period, but especially the music business, it's real hard. I mean, so many people try to make it and so many don't.
Yeah.
Does that intimidate you? Or are you up for the challenge?
Oh, absolutely intimidates me. But, both. It intimidates me, and I'm absolutely up for the challenge because, like I said before, I'm passionate about this. It's my favorite thing to do in the world, and I would hate to not allow myself to try because I was intimidated by it.
Right. I totally agree with that,
Yeah.
because if you don't try it, you'll never know.
You'll never know.
At least
yeah.
if you tried it and gave it your best, you can say, well, okay.
Exactly.
And you can go on from there,
Yeah.
Okay, so you haven't been in the music that long, the business that long.
Not too long.
But at this point, do you have anything that you would say that you like about the music business and that you don't? Even to the limited degree that you're in it right now.
Yeah. I think one thing I like about the music business is how diverse it is. There's so many different, types of music, types of artists out there. Especially as new artists emerge today, they're all very different. They all have something unique to offer. And I guess along those same lines, something that, I don't know if it's something I don't like about the music business or something that intimidates me again, is, trying to be equally as unique, trying not to sound like anyone else, trying not to emulate anyone else's sound, trying to have your own unique one. I think that's a big challenge I've already noticed, and something that is going to continue to be a challenge going forward, but is also, something exciting, because it's that difference between artists and that uniqueness of each artist that makes it exciting and powerful.
Yeah. Well, I can tell you from all the stuff I play, you're definitely unique.
I love it. So good to hear. I love it.
Because that's one of the, I guess you might say, the arguments that I have. I mean, I mentioned it earlier. I get so much music, and so much of it just sounds the same. And, probably like your father, I come from a generation of music when there was way more originality. Old school bands, you could tell every time a song came on, you know who that is.
Oh, absolutely.
But today, you can hear a song 4 or 5 in a row. It's like, boy, they all kind of sound the same. So I like that you got some unique stuff going on there.
Well, thank you
so
much.
Kendyl, okay, so we're going to pull up and play another song here. And I like this one. I mean, of the ones that I have of yours, this is my favorite so far.
Oh, great.
And because I like the line that you're saying there about I'm not going to be able to say it word for word, but to kind of paraphrase it, like, you need to bring a coat because it's cold down there.
I love that you know.
I like
that's
that
one of my
line.
favorite lines as well.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us what it's about, and then we'll play it.
Yeah. So this was the first song that I wrote that I actually showed people. I mentioned I was super shy about my music before. This is the one that I showed family and friends, and they said, "Kendyl, you have something here." So this song means a lot to me for that reason. But I wrote this about, I think I was 17, 16, I wrote this one. I wrote this one a while ago. 16, 17 years old. I think I was upset about some crush that I had.
Right. And we've all been through it.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think I just took that feeling of, being sad over someone you care about who's not giving you the respect that you deserve. Yeah, exactly. And I kind of wrote about that experience that I was having, as much as I knew about that as a 16-year-old.
Right. But still, I like how you put it, though, because it's sunk. Right. The situation sunk.
Exactly.
All right, everybody, this is Kendyl Ane, and this song is called My Boat. Check it out.
I don't know if you remember this, but you used to give me the sweetest kiss, till you ran around with little Miss, swimming in misguided happiness. You sank my ship to the bottom of the ocean, and now my heart is lost at sea. All your lies about devotion keep on flowing.